But welcome back to the show, the president of Michigan International Speedway, Joe Fowler. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Bart, how are you?
I'm good. Good to see you again.
Good. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, welcome back. And I'm sure you're already gearing up, getting ready for the big August race.
We are. Yeah, the spring hits and our event season kicks off right off the bat. So we've had a number of, kind of a mix of public and private events, but we had FSAE, some driving schools, and kind of got our feet wet, and now we're full bore. Faster Horses is just a few weeks away. The Live Nation puts on at our property, and then August 16th, 17th, 18th will be pretty busy at MIS with the NASCAR event weekend.
Yeah, it is a triple event weekend with all kinds of side events and activities all weekend long. But Firekeepers, they've been your title sponsor for quite a few years now.
They have. Firekeepers is a great story. They started out as a hospitality partner and were interested in doing more and just tried to figure out how the sport worked and how it might work for their business. And over the years they evolved, and now they're the title sponsor of our biggest race. They've been a partner on that race for a number of years. They're a great partner to have. The race fans, they're great people, and if you think about it, we're very much in the same business. It's all about hospitality and guest experiences, so it's a pretty good marriage.
Yeah, and you're at the epicenter of the Tri-County Jackson, Lenawee, Hillsdale, where it's been talked about now as a destination for outdoor sports enthusiasts, and really you're right in the middle of it all.
We're right smack in the middle of it, and I think that's one of the things that our fans love. That's why they love coming to MIS, frankly, is it's a little unique. Our sport, all the tracks are a little bit different, but ours is set right in this beautiful environment where you have lakes around you, golf courses, so much outdoor recreation. And so to come in and camp for a week, camping is also a big part of what we do. It's an ideal location.
Joe, what percentage of your race attendees are campers?
I don't know the exact number today, but I know it's around 40%, and that's a pretty strong number if you think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're right. People, they make a week of it.
They do. They come in on Monday, they'll stay, they'll, like I said, go to the golf courses, go to the lakes, go to the museums in Detroit, hang out for a few days, and then they're locked in Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and watching some good racing.
And they're even happy if the race gets rain delayed to the next day.
Yes, they're always thrilled when that happens, as we are too. We had a tough run of luck last year with the rain, but I'll tell you, it's a testament to our fans. I don't know if you got to see the crowd on Monday, but the number of people that stayed and toughed out the rain and watched on Monday, it was unbelievable. And we had an incredible race too. Anything
new for this year's race weekend?
Well, the race schedule is going to be pretty similar. So Friday will be the ARCA Menard Series race, Henry Ford Health 200. And then on Saturday, we'll have the NASCAR Xfinity Series race, which is the Cabo Wabo 250, and then Sunday, of course, is the Firekeepers Casino 400. So that part is intact. What we're working on right now, what keeps us pretty busy this time of year, is locking in, the concerts that are going to be taking place in the infield and the performances and all the things that happen in our fan plaza. So we're getting close on a lot of that stuff. It takes a little while, longer than I like sometimes, but yeah, it's going to be a great race weekend.
Yeah, and you want to, actually, I think it's preferred that you hold those names till close to race weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, big surprise, the big unveil. We're expected to hear from NASCAR soon about next year's race schedule. We've got some new tracks this year, and maybe some adjustments in how the Cup Series playoff schedule is going to play out next year. Yeah,
it's tough to say what the schedule is going to look like. I know the sanctioning body's been very aggressive in the last couple of years in mixing up the schedule, which I think is great. And to your point, Iowa was on the schedule this year. It's the first time we've ever had a NASCAR Cup Series race in Iowa.
First time there's been anything in Iowa.
Well, arguably that could be. But it was a great event, and we're here in a couple weeks. We'll be back in the streets of Chicago, and it's great that we're mixing up the schedule. So to answer your question about the schedule announcement, I expect it's probably a month or two away. Usually it comes out around September, but I think they're trying to do it a little earlier this year.
I think most people around here feel that MIS is always going to have a prime summer race because it's such a favorite of the drivers.
It is. Yeah, drivers love coming to MIS. There's a ton of history, at the track, first of all, and that's something that I know the drivers hold dear. And then the fact that we're right in the backyard of the automotive industry is pretty special for them too. If you're a Ford or Chevy driver, you want to protect your home turf, and if you're a Toyota driver, you'd love to come in and steal a victory. So that heritage trophy that's unique to MIS, something we give away to the winning auto manufacturer, it's a pretty big deal. So they love coming to town, and they love racing at the track too because it's super fast.
Yeah, and I know the big three, they're well represented in person all during race week. The athletic, all the sports are trying to determine who's the GOAT. Hockey has Wayne Gretzky, but everywhere else, it's in dispute. The athletic asked all the NASCAR writers to come up with the GOAT of NASCAR drivers.
Yep.
Can you guess who number one is?
I would say it was probably Richard Petty.
That's it.
Yeah.
Richard Petty, and that's who I would pick too. And I was surprised that there's even any controversy or dispute.
He's won a lot of races at MIS. In fact, we're going to pay a special tribute to Mr. Petty when he's here during our race weekend in August. So won a ton of races, very fabric of our sport, a true legend. I would argue that he's a GOAT hands down, not even close.
I would agree with you. They're top five, and I agree, and I think Michigan race fans will agree with these folks as well because they've all won big. Jimmy Johnson, David Pearson, Dale Earnhardt Sr., and Jeff Gordon. And David Pearson, a very familiar name to MIS race fans.
Yeah, and Kevin Harvick. He retired last year. It was his last race at MIS, but he's won a ton of races there as well. So a lot of big names.
Yeah, when you look at the 50, you think, oh my God, how do you really? They're all great.
They're all great.
Yeah. All right, so MIS is a year-round. You mentioned SAE folks being around town. We saw that logo on shirts of people, but it has become a big destination for special events and special activities. How much of that really is key to the success and the impact of MIS economically to the community?
Well, it's important. It's always great to expose people to your property as well. And I say this a lot. People say, well, you have one race weekend here. What do you do the rest of the year? And so we keep ourselves pretty busy with special events. And I think SAE is a great example. Faster Horse is a great example of how we view ourselves as more of a multi-purpose facility that happens to specialize in NASCAR racing. So it's great to bring people out, and the economic impact is huge too. I mean, you're talking thousands of people into the community at any given time, tens of thousands of people in the community in some cases. So it's great for local business. It's great for our track as well.
Yeah, for our community, it's economically, it's the Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we appreciate you guys for all you do in our community, and we appreciate you taking the time to come in today.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for all the support. It means
Great.
a lot.
Yeah, great to see you. Thanks.
Good to see you too.
The president of Michigan International Speedway, Joe Fowler.